Three. Hello, good day. Welcome to Fireside Chat. Today we'll be doing some stew peas with salted beef. It's a nice piece of salted beef. We had soaking in water from overnight because at high amount. It has running again. Piece of beef has been soaked in salt for like a month or so. So in order for us to use it, to get rid of the salt that's in it, what we have to do now is we have to soak it again in water. And what we do is we get rid of the high amount of salt that's in it. See, it's not as salty as it was before now. So now we can go ahead and do our thing. Here we have some kidney beans that's been soaking from overnight, right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna, as you can see, I started cutting up some here before. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna cut this up. Here you go. You just want them in small pieces. Nice bite-sized pieces. See the bones, you gotta chop them up. Cut. Okay. Nice bite-sized pieces. Then what we're gonna do now, this water here is salty, so you gotta get rid of this, okay? Gonna put all this in here. Let's put this aside for a minute. Let me explain to you what we have here instead. Cut. We forgot what I am your name. We forgot. So before we prepare our stew peas, before I show you how we do our stew peas, let me just tell you about some of the stuff I have on set today. Okay? This is our Jamaican pumpkin. This is how it looks on the inside, and this is how it looks on the outside. See, it's way different from the pumpkins that you get in the States. Okay? This here, we have some weird names for stuff that we have here. This here is called a Negro yam. Okay? Later in the segment, we'll be cooking this. We'll show you how we do it. And you'll get to see me peeling it and all that, and you see on the inside. Okay? This here is the sweet yam, right here. This is the sweet yam. See how she looks? When we were on the farm the other day, we saw some of this just popping up. You know, we digged it out so you could see it. Well, this is how it looks in full, okay? And of course, our ackee, okay? This is our sweet potatoes. Not yam, but sweet potato. This is how sweet potato looks, okay? This here is our breadfruit. Now this here is a young breadfruit. This one we use for boiling, for cooking, not for roasting, nor for baking. This one is only for boiling, okay? Here is our Christophine being chocho. And this here is our chocho, Christophine. We showed you this yesterday. We cooked with it for the escovitch fish, if you remember. And this here we call dasheen. As I told you earlier, we'll be peeling these and cooking these and show you the different, you know, the look and all of that. And you should be, oh man, you should try these. It tastes great. And this here is our yellow yam. This is how it looks. This is how it looks when you cut it. So it looks yellow yam. Okay. So most of the stuff that you saw on the farm earlier, we have here, and we're going to cook them for you today, okay? Now we're going to start the cooking of the stew peas, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to add the beef, the salted beef, in a pot, and we're going to add the peas in the pot. So we're going to combine everything together. Okay, we're going to put it on the fire, turn it up, and we're going to season this gradually as we go. So as we go, we'll be seasoning it. We'll be seasoning it gradually as we go. So just let this sit on for a while. Let the cooking process start. Okay? Now, cow foot. Okay? I'm going to show you. Cut look a bit. Ready? Set. Go. This is the cow foot. Okay? You can get these at West Indian stores. You marinate it just in the same manner in which you marinate the pork for stewing, the stew pork, and the oxtail. Okay? You marinate it just the same way, but the difference is you put this on with a lot of water, because you're not really going to brown this. You want to really cook this, you know, because it takes like 3-4 hours. Okay? So you season it in the same manner. You put it on. You make sure it's always covered with water until it starts getting tender. When it starts getting tender, that's when you start working on the extra seasoning that we always do before, you know, we finish with our cooking. And you can add like cho-chos in there, some green peas, or maybe some broad beans if you want. You know, it depends. It depends. It's your fantasy. It depends on what you want in there. Okay? So now we're going to do the curry chicken. Remember that curry chicken that we marinated yesterday? Okay? This is nicely marinated. It's from last night. Has a lot of flavor now. All the flavors are trapped. It's nice and intense. Okay? So now we're going to go about preparing this. Okay? All right, you can't cut that, right? That's all. Okay. Wait. All right. Okay, so you remember when we did the curried goat, or we went about doing it. Remember, we add the oil, then we add a little bit of ginger, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of scallion, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of onion, okay? And then we saute that for a little bit, and then we add the curry in there, okay? We'll cook the curry for a while. Remember, that's how we do it. And this is how we're going to do this. You know, we do all our curry dishes like that, okay? All right, cut right this now. 3, 2, 1. So here I'm adding just a little bit of oil in the pot, just a little bit. Then I'm going to add my onions. I'm going to add my ginger, a little bit of scallion here, a little bit of thyme. I'm going to just saute this a little bit right here, so you can see what I'm doing. Just sauteing this here a little bit. Then I'm going to add a little curry in here, a little curry powder. There you go. Your cut. So right now we're just cooking the curry a bit. You know, we'll cook it for about 2 minutes or so. Okay. This is done. Now we add a curry chicken. Okay. You remember yesterday what we told you about stirring stuff. You got to keep stirring your pot, keep checking your pot. Add a little water when it's needed. Okay? We don't really cook with stock here. We cook with a little water. Always a little fresh water in there. You know? Or coconut milk or whatever. Okay? Just add a little water in there. There you go. gonna cover it up for a while. Turn the flames down. Okay. And we're gonna allow this to cook. We're gonna keep checking it every now and then. We're checking our cow foot right now. Make sure we stir our cow foot. Every now and then we check it here to make sure, you know, to check where it's at in terms of cooking, you know. And then over here we have a stew peas happening right here. We're gonna start seasoning this up right now. Okay, we're gonna add a little ginger in here, a little garlic, a little scallion, some onions in there. Then we're gonna add a little pimento seed in there, cracked pimento seed. Just a little bit in there. Give it a nice flavor. Then we're gonna add just a little bit of all-purpose seasoning, just a little bit in there. Okay. And also a little bit of paprika in there. Cover it up and let it sit. Now you got to keep checking this stuff, Make sure that everything is, you know, check them. You don't want your stuff to burn or your stuff to dry out too much or anything like that. So you have to keep checking it, okay? All right. Okay, now we're going to check our pot, make sure everything is happening. As I stated earlier, we got to make sure that we check, you know, see our potatoes. We put the potatoes in with it, you know, because the potatoes take a long period of time to cook, you know, and we don't want to put the potatoes after the chicken starts cooking, and then when the chicken is completely cooked, then the potato is not cooked. You don't want that, so you put them in at the same time, okay? But what you can do though, at this point, you can put some carrots in. Let me show you. You just cut some carrots up. Okay. Just cut some carrot up. Put it in here at this point. Okay. Now, the potato will give the curry chicken a consistency, you know, the nice thickness of the gravy that we love to see, you know. See, it's getting there, and the chicken is almost cooked. So this is a good time to put, you know, the carrots in, you know. Let's cover this up a bit. What we can also do is adjust the fire a little bit down. Bam. There you go. Now what we're doing now, we're checking the cow foot. See where? Oh, see, it's getting nice and tender now, huh? See that? See that? Nice and tender. Ah, it'll be ready soon. It'll be ready soon. And then, bam, stew peas. See this? Now, what we do is we check the peas. See? It's almost cooked. And then we check the beef, see where it's at. See? It's almost cooked. They both will cook at the same time. Will be done at the same time because it's a nice tender piece of beef. It will be cooked at the same time. So I just taste it. Okay. Now I'm going to finish this off real, you know, put some spinners in there. Okay? This is what we call spinners. This is how we make it. Get a little flour right in here. What we also do is pour a little bit of salt, just a little bit, you know. Bam. Right there. And then what we do is we mix this up, and then we add a little bit of water at a time, okay? We're preparing this to knead. So we're going to knead this. Just a little bit of water each time. So you're learning basically all the little secrets that we do, you know? There you go. Kneading it, just a little bit more water. Bam. So just start kneading this right now. Stop. Just knead the flour like this. Keep pushing on it. It's really easy, you know. Some people it may look hard, but it's really easy. Cooking to me is a breeze, okay? And after you see this, it will be a breeze to you too. Okay, let me show you how we make our spinners. We just roll like this. We call these spinners, okay? So easy they are. We'll just stir it up a bit. Just continue. We like to eat a lot of this in our stew peas. We also like to have spinners in our, sometimes in our curry chicken, in our cow foot. Put spinners too in our oxtail. You know, we didn't do that yesterday, but I want to save it, you know, for this. See? Just keep stirring it up each time. Okay, so we just stir this up right now. We just stir it up. There you go. Make sure everything is covered by the liquid that's in the pot. Had a little bit of all-purpose seasoning in here. You know. Remember, we go off taste, feel, all that. You know, it's part of cooking. You know. You know. Just taste it right now. Wow. Okay, now we're gonna check our cow foot, see how she's doing. It's getting there. It's getting there. And then bam, our curried chicken. Ooh. See? See how delicious it looks? Just taste this to see where it's at. Whoa. This is bad, man. It's bad. It's good. I'm gonna add a little bit of all-purpose seasoning in here too. You know? Just to finish it off a bit. And all I'm going to do now is just allow it to simmer down a bit. See, I'm just cracking down the fire a bit. Bam, right there. See? Got to keep checking this stuff. Make sure you check. Add water if you... Check. Make sure that everything is all right. You need to check the pots. Keep stirring them up. Add water if it's needed. It's very important, you know, because you don't want it to get burnt. When it burns, tastes, you know, it has a taste that, you know, you don't want in your food, you know. So you got to keep checking this stuff. Make sure you stir it up. Add a little water as it's needed. You know, you got to make sure you do this, okay? Now we're gonna check our curry chicken to make, you know, whoa. She's ready. She's ready, y'all. Look at her. Look at this. Whoa. She's ready. Chicken is cooked. See? Vegetable is cooked. Potato has made us a nice gravy here. Whoa. Nice. This is it. I'm gonna just lift this off the fire here so you can see it. Wonderful. Now we're gonna check our cow foot right now. See? That's why it's important to check it every now and then. You know? Now we gotta add some water in there. Just enough to cover it up a bit. See? Alright. Let it sit for a while. Now we're checking our stew piece. It's about ready right now. It's about ready. I'm just gonna add some water in here. Now we've had the water in there. We're gonna allow this to simmer all the way down to consistency. We're gonna add Scotch bonnet pepper in there, but we're not gonna burst it. We're not gonna open the Scotch bonnet pepper. We just want the flavor from it, not the heat. Okay? This is how you get the flavor. You just put the Scotch bonnet pepper in there. You don't burst it. You don't open it. Just let it sit in there, and then you get that nice flavor in there. Okay? There you go. Ching. Yes. What we're going to do right now, we're going to do coconut rundown. Okay? Remember yesterday we showed you how to make our coconut milk from our dried coconuts? Well, I have some left, and I'm going to use it to make coconut rundown. Ready? I'm going to use the codfish. See? So I'm going to make codfish coconut rundown, okay? So remember I showed you how we clean this up. This codfish has been soaked from overnight. And what we're going to do is we soak it overnight in fresh water. And we change the water like 2 or 3 times. Okay, then we strain the water off. Okay, and this is how it looks after. Now what we got to do is we got to take the bones out. I have to make sure all the bones are out. You know, little fine bones. We just take them out. This big main bone, take it out. Okay. We're only using the meat, no bones. Make sure there's no bones. Okay. Here we go. No bones. The rest we just discard of it. We're gonna put, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add just a little bit of oil in our pot, just a little bit, and then we're gonna saute some onions. Just a little bit right there. A little bit of cracked pimento seeds right there. A little bit of scallion, ginger, garlic. Okay? Now, we'll just stir this up a bit. Okay, we're going to also sprinkle a little bit of thyme leaves in there. Just a little bit. You notice I didn't use a lot of oil, just a little tip of oil, you know. And then I'm going to pour my coconut milk in here. I'm going to let this sit. Basically what we're doing is we're going to reduce this coconut milk all the way down to a custard, okay? And then we're going to add all the different type of interested seasoning and carrots and chocho and we're gonna add the codfish in it last. Okay. So right now we're gonna reduce this down all the way down to a custard. Okay, and then we'll just finish it up. Okay. Right now I'm gonna just check to see what's happening with my stew pea. Peas is saying, hey, I'm ready right now. Get me out of here. Let me just taste it. Whoa. Ooh, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, bad. Yeah. Yep. This is finished. Yeah. Let me just pull this to the front so you can see it here. This is done, y'all. There you go. Nice stew peas. But with this is, you can put coconut milk in there if you want it. Okay, this is just one of the many ways of doing this. You know, I could have poured some coconut milk in there, reduce it down with it, but I didn't do it this time. You know, but you could if you want. Okay, that's cool. You know, there you go. Jamaican stew peas, man. Wicked. See, it's reducing all the way down right now. Oh man. See the custard beginning to form on the outside here? See this? See? Custard starts forming right here. So this, you have to pay a lot of attention. You have to keep stirring this. You got to make sure you do this, man. Got to keep stirring this. Okay, right here now you can see this is all reducing all the way down to a custard right now. But this is a good time right now to add my chocho, my Christophine. I just add it right in there like this here. Stir it up in there. See? So in the meantime, the Christophine is being cooked and it's reducing down to the custard right now. So it's also a good time for me to add my carrots in there. Okay, little carrots right now. Okay, I'm just gonna add just a little bit of tomato right now. Just a little bit right now. I'm gonna add the rest later. So let it reduce. Now in the meantime, I have my cow foot still happening right here. Cow foot is still happening right here. It's not ready yet, but it's getting there. And I just put on some water. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook the pumpkin. I'll also be cooking breadfruit here, sweet potatoes, and the yams. Okay, and we show you how we do it. Okay. If you can see, look at this now. Here's the custard coming on right here. You can see the custard right here to the side, see? See? You have to keep stirring this, you know, or it will burn. You know, you don't want it to burn or anything like that, so you have to keep stirring it. Okay? Now I'm going to put a little bit more onions in there. A little bit more garlic, a little scotch bonnet, a little bit of thyme, some scallion right in there. Just keep stirring it. At the last minute or so, that's when I'm going to put my codfish in. Cut. See the custard here now? And the oil is coconut oil. See? Nice custard right in there. Boom. This is the point when I had my codfish all in there. Stir it up. Stir it up like this here. Now I'm going to taste to see what it needs, if it needs anything. Just need a little bit of fish seasoning. Just a little bit. Remember, the codfish is salted, so you don't want to be adding any salt. If it needs any, you can always add to it later, but you know, at this moment, no. I'm just going to finish this off. Some tomatoes. Here's it, ladies and gentlemen. Codfish rundown. Voila. We're going to start now. We're going to cook the breadfruit, the yams, also the pumpkin right now. We're going to show you how we do it. I put some water on here, as I showed you earlier, and I'm going to put just a little bit of salt in there. Okay? So I'm going to peel first the yellow yam. This is how you do it. Okay? Start by cutting off the ends and then the sides. Okay? And for those who, you know, are not as skilled with a knife as I am, what you can do is you can do it on your cutting board, okay? Just cut it up. You put it in water first because, you know, we have to wash these stuff before we cook them. That's the yellow yam, okay? So we just finished cutting the yellow yam, okay? Now we're going to do the dasheen, okay? It's important not to cut yourself, so you should do this on a cutting board like this here. Makes it better, makes it safer for everybody. Okay? We slice it up like this. We also put it in water. Okay? Just clean this up. Then we're gonna peel the Negro yam. Remember I told you about some of the funny names that these stuff has, and we'll peel it similar. Just cut the skins off. Make sure you cut all the skin off like that here. And then you put it in water, okay? Now we're gonna do the sweet yam. But what we're gonna do this last, okay? So let's do sweet potato first. How about that? Now we're gonna peel a sweet potato. the skins off. Slice it up. And then we put it in water, okay? Okay. Okay. Now, the sweet potato, the yellow yam, the negro yam, and the dasheen, it takes a longer period of time to cook because we're cooking everything in one pot, okay? That's how we Jamaicans do it. Now, you got to put these first in the pot. So after cooking this for about 2 or 3 minutes, then we'll add the pumpkin and the sweet yam, okay? All right. So this is boiling water. I made sure I put it. You have to make sure that the water is boiling first before you add these stuff in there. Okay. All right. Cover it up a bit. Now in the meantime, I'm doing the breadfruit. Okay. See, this is a young breadfruit, so stay near this. This one you don't roast, okay? This one is just for boiling, as I told you earlier, okay? What? So these are not for roasting, these are just for boiling, you know? Remember I told you about this earlier on the program. Okay, now we're gonna peel the breadfruit, okay? We just get the skin peeled like this here. Cut again like this. Put some water. Peel like this, sir. Put in some water. We do the same thing here, but for those who are not able to cut it, to peel it the way I did, you can just do it like this here. Okay? All right. There you go. There you go. Wash it off a bit. Then we just put this in the pot like that there. Okay. Cut. You remember we'd need some flour earlier? A little bleach flour with a little bit of cornmeal, a little bit of salt, and some water, and it's needed. Now we're going to show you how to make a cornmeal dumpling real fast. Just make them like this here. Nice and round. This takes practice though, you know. And you find that each individual may do it different from the way I'm doing it now. It's all different methods of getting it like this. Here we go. just cover it up back a little bit. One thing you got to remember to do is to keep stirring it. Because although it's in a lot of water, what will happen is the heaviest of them all will stick on the bottom of the pot, and it will burn if you don't keep stirring it. So you keep stirring it to make sure it doesn't stick, it doesn't burn. Okay? Now, we're gonna do the sweet yam right now. Okay? See how soft it is? That's why we put these in last. Because it's so soft. We have a whole lot of different varieties of yams in Jamaica. Cut like that. And remember, after you cut them, you got to put them in water. Okay? Because if you leave them out in the air, you know, for air to blow on them after you peel them, they will get dark. Okay? So you want to keep them in the water so they look nice and fresh, you see? Okay? Now I'm going to do the pumpkin. Now, the thing with the pumpkin is, let me just cut the inside core out. You can't cut the pumpkin without the skin. You can, but it's not smart when you're cooking it without that stuff, okay? So you gotta cut it in the skin. Cook it in the skin. And then later we show you how we eat it from the skin. Okay? We always wash. And then we just put it in a pot. You have to come closer now. Catch me right there, son. One, shoot. You just put them in a pot like that there. The yams. Okay. You got to keep stirring it up. Okay. You got to make sure that, you know, the food is completely covered by water. Okay. We're going to cook this for about 15 minutes. Right now I'm going to check my cow foot. She's real stubborn. This takes a lot of time. Sometimes what we do, we just pressure this. Put in a pressure cooker to get it done faster. You know. Okay, she's about ready now. Well, delicious, huh? I'm just gonna cover it up back a bit. When we come back, we're gonna show you the finished cooked side dish that we have here, and we'll be able to finish off the cow foot over here. Okay? What we're gonna do is, right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna, oh, whoa. We're gonna remove this now from the heat. It's nicely cooked, you see? You see that? This is the breadfruit. It's done. See the pumpkin? It's done. The dasheen is done. The Negro yam is done. And basically it's all done. Let me just pull it to the side. Pull it to the side so you can see. Right now what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna finish the cow foot that I'm doing. Okay? First I'm gonna taste it. Whoa. See that, you know, see what it wants and just add it in there. Let me start by putting in some onions, some tomatoes, sweet peppers, all that in here. And then what I'm gonna do is, going to do some spinners in here. Just stir it up. Go again. And cut this one. Cut this one. Cut look a bit. I'll come on as none at all, yeah? Even if you go focus from me up high, but not come down as I come on, you see the you understand? Cool? Okay. Okay. So we're just finishing this off right now. Bam. There you go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit all-purpose seasoning in there. Just a little bit right there. Taste. A little bit of pimento seed, cracked pimento seed, right in there. What we're basically going to do is allow this to reduce all the way down to consistency, and then it's finished, you know. Just allow it to reduce, because as you can see here, the cow foot, it is cooked. See how soft, how tender it is? It is cooked. See this? Nice and tender. Also put a little bit of Scotch bonnet pepper, ginger, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of garlic in there. There you go. And that's it, man. Just let it reduce now for about 2 or 3 minutes. It's all done.
Good afternoon. We're here with Mrs. Thompson, the proprietor of the lovely Ora Vista Guest House in Montego Bay, Jamaica. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good afternoon. We're here today at the lovely Ora Vista Guest House with the proprietor, Mrs. Thompson. How are you today?
I'm so fine, thank you.
So let's get into this interview. How did you get the vision to have this guest house here in this location in Montego Bay?
I have a friend who's an Englishman. He was a doctor, and I did some work for him. When he was ready to go back to England, he asked me if I would purchase a place. I said, oh no, I wouldn't have the money to do that. So he said, I can wait on you at least have 6 months, and I would love you to have it rather than letting someone else have it. That is how I come to purchase the place.
Okay, wonderful. That's a great story. So how long have you had the Ora Vista Guest House?
At first, it wasn't a guest house. I rented it to some English people for 2 years.
Okay.
And after they left and went back to England, I decided to turn it into a little guest house, and so I did.
Okay, wonderful. And is there a high or a low season here at the guest house?
Yes, we do have low season and summer, midsummer. Yes, midsummer is a low season. High season for us in summertime, where we have the Sunfest going. I do a lot of business at that time. And then after that, these months have been slow again until November in the high season.
Okay. And how do you get your clientele outside of the reggae festival?
Well, I generally do advertisement in magazines, but I find it didn't pay off much. So I go by my clients who go by word of mouth and by my cards.
Okay. It's quite obvious that you have come a long way yourself, and to stay focused, I'm sure you've invested a lot of time and energy.
Oh yes, I do. A lot of time and a lot of energy, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of quarrel, and a lot of patience. You have to have patience.
And strength of character.
And yes, and strength of character.
Definitely. So, What advice would you give to our young entrepreneurs who would look up to you?
Well, I would love for them to be honest, trustworthy, and be mannered to our guests, show them manners and show how much we appreciate them coming here and supporting us.
Okay. And I've heard that you're involved in several charities. Can you name
yes, I
some of
do.
them?
In the Salvation Army, I've been with them. I'm not a Salvationist, but I'm involved on the advisory board. I've been there for over 32 years as an president of the board, and I help with the Salvation Army, supporting them with packages of food and whatever I can to help otherwise.
Okay.
Also involved in Blossom Garden Children Home, where you have these children, abandoned children. I work for them and I also support them. With the little that I make here, I spread it around with those. I'm also involved in the Jamal movement, and also, which one is it? Movement with the children, underprivileged children also. And then I am involved with the St. Vincent de Paul Society for the Poor.
Okay.
And
That's
I do
wonderful.
spend a lot of my time, spare time, helping in whatever way I can, financially and otherwise.
Okay. That's very, very, very noble. And I just want to let you know that since we've been here this week filming this show, we've had a great time. You've been very accommodating. Thank you very much.
I thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it a whole lot, and I wish you would come again and bring me some guests.
Definitely, definitely.
Because that's how I do my business, by mouth of word.
Yes, we are going to refer lots of people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. So the next time you're in Jamaica, make sure you come to the Ora Vista Guest House. It's a 20-minute drive from the airport in Montego Bay, a 10-minute walk into downtown Montego Bay, a 15-minute walk to the beach. It's a 15-minute walk from the beach. It's a lovely, quiet location with a panoramic view of Montego Bay. So the next time you're in Jamaica, make it the Ora Vista Guest House. It's 20 minutes from the airport with pickup service offered. Located at Richmond Hill, a 10-minute walk from downtown Montego Bay. The rooms include air conditioning, kitchen, balconies, cable TV, and a pool also. The beach is just a 10-minute walk away, and meals are cooked to order daily. The beach is a 10-minute walk away. Meals are cooked to order daily. The telephone numbers are 940-7075 or 952-2576.
Your mother.